Hello, everybody. This is Adam from Garbage Chute Droids. I am here with a very special guest because we're about to talk about the new release. So let me add him in here. Brent,
Hey, how are you?
good. You and I do all of the design work. I mean, it's everything, right? The concept, I come up with the idea, we have chats, you do your designs, you send them back. I wanted to do one off next card off of another very recognizable Garbage Pail Kid. I think I have one of him here as well. Nasty Nick, literally 1A. All right, everybody knows, the vampire or the doll. So I could not come up with a good Garbage Pail Kid mashup with Star Wars for Nasty Nick. I'm like, so I went to all of my sketch artists who we have, and I'm like, come up with one. If you can come up with one, this will be the first time where the design, didn't come from me. And at the back of every card says concept and design by Adam Marks, art by Brent Scotchmer. Like, what can we do? And so actually, one of the artists, Guy Holzer, came up with this amazing idea. So why don't we go ahead and introduce the next card? All right. So his idea was to take Nasty Nick and pair it with General Grievous. So, and of course the doll, who's the biggest person right now, is Ahsoka. So, you just kind of nailed it on this. And again, this was another one we had a whole lot of design conversations about. Do we make him, small like Nancy? Do we make him very tall? What do we do? All the coloring. But I mean, I think it came out great.
Versions. We found out there were a lot of different versions of Grievous.
Yeah.
Between the animated
yeah, so this one right here was is our first official base card that doesn't have either of our names on it. The back of it says concept design and art. This was Guy's original sketch that he submitted to me, and kind of had the Death Star in the back, which I'm like, well, episode 3, they didn't have the Death Star, and which who should we use as the female? I'm like, we kind of, I know that's where you and I went back. I'm like, well, what about Ahsoka? But yeah, like, here's another example. So when we were talking about like different ideas, do we make him kind of short and squat and like nasty proportions? So right here, everybody, what I'm calling our, and yes, it's kind of cheesy, our Kronikoff base set. So there you go. This is our new set. We have our design. These are our Gen Earl Grievous. It was a limited, and again, these limited editions, I only print so many of them. The base sets I'll print over and over. However many we need. But again, like with everything, we have the 3 base cards. Oops, I went too far. The limited edition, the autograph, and then the metal. The metal one is, I thought it was a fun name. Actually, Guy came up with this one, Jedi Slayer. So
that's great.
Yeah, so this is the new set. If we'll jump in, the other thing, as I mentioned, is we have another set of 12 artist reproduction cards. And again, you look at these, and I'll kind of zoom in again and kind of go through. Some of these, you have the R5. I love this Simon. Actually, he's another Australian. His idea with C3PO, Fox, just gorgeous. I mean, these cards were so amazing. Joey with the gorgeous George. Marsha, actually, so I'll show off in a moment. Marsha did a whole range of 18 different head exploding figures. And I love the probe one. Like that was just perfect. We got a dead rock that had Dead Ted. Oops, from Chris. Adam did an amazing Dead Ted. Now this actually is very this guest star is golden, so it really shines. This one actually is interesting with Ryan. Let me jump back over to my video for a sec. So remember this card right here I showed before?
Yeah.
This was actually the grand prize winner from the first set, from the first art set. Her father is Ryan Finley, who is an actual Topps artist, who do a couple of things. So he came in and basically did a version of his daughter's card as an official. So it's just a fun way of kind of doing that. Julie did the Bony Tony C3PO. I move over here. Andy Arts. I mean, his art is absolutely amazing.
And he's a very recent, newly appointed official Topps guy too.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Andy and then Nick Mugley, another buddy of both of ours. I mean, who also
Mm.
is a new one. I still think, I mean, the sketch art he did on my first series. I mean, I think that's what got him the job at Topps personally, but I don't know. He is absolutely amazing. And then
Nick is
Guy,
great.
uh,
Nick is
yeah,
great.
he is. And then Guy, real quickly, he loves 2-1B. He did the Stoned Sean 2-1B from the first series, and then he did
Yeah,
this. So he technically
that's
has,
really
two cards in this set because he has the other one. So we have this, and then while we're real quickly here, this was the art contest. So this is where you can definitely see different age ranges. Avery is actually Guy's daughter. This
Yep.
Olivia, this one here, this it kind of like, what am I looking at? Until you realize she was 4 years old and she did a dead Ted,
Oh yeah, I
deteriorate
can see
Ted.
it now.
And
Hmm.
once you kind of realize what it is, I mean, at 4, I'm like, I need that in here.
4 years old. That's amazing.
Yeah, and so you got some digital Steve. This was the winner for the adult one.
That's
Um,
cool.
Mike is actually Julie's son. This one, Izzy right here was the winner for the mid age group. So Kira actually, she was the one who did her Ryan's daughter. She actually got 2 of them in this round.
You know how
Um,
cool it is to be like a kid and have
yeah,
your own trading card. Really,
I know.
like it's not like it's not impossible to do, but for you to give them an outlet to have that. I mean, what you probably don't think about every day is that these things could be getting traded around the schoolyard and so just like garbage pail kids were back in the day, except the kids that are handing them out at school were the kids who created them.
Yeah, and it's like buddy of mine Anthony, his daughter, or sorry, his son was from the Doctor Otoscope from the first one. He said I made his day. I mean, it's every one person I talk to is like, my son or my daughter loves these cards and gives them out and it has their name on it. But it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to figure out, so Robert Wilson's a buddy of mine. He did this kind of lineup. This bad motivator. This I just absolutely love the 8-bit. I've
Yeah.
actually been talking to Josh about creating 8-bit versions of the other ones. Roger, and then Rob Harris, who, he was one of these who came. I love doing this so much. Can I do them for you? He's actually going to be doing some for the
I
next
recognize the
series.
handle. So what's his background? Just a
I
fan.
I don't know. I mean, he loves doing the art, and he asked me if he can come in and do some more. I'm like, sure. I'm just happy to anyone who wants in. I mean, if you have good artwork and you're willing to, just kind of abide by rules. Not many rules. And that's the one thing I kind of say to all the artists is like, the only kind of couple rules I have are: one, have fun with it, because like, I'm not here to police it or ever. Two, if you were to get this in a pack, would you be happy to get it? The answer is yes. Great. If you would be looking
Yeah.
at this like, oh, obviously the artist kind of ran out of time and just did a quick thing, like, I don't want those. And then three, like I said, about 60-70% have to be based off the original character, official characters, and the
Cool.
rest just have to be
Cool
based off
character.
some new designs. Um, but yeah, it has been so great. So
It's
I'm
fun, man.
really enjoying it.
It's
So
fun. It's really good.
So just to go into kind of some pricing quickly, because I know I still have about 300 wax packs that I have to fill up, and I think you have to get to your job because your day is just starting. It's late here, it's getting late here, but your day
It's
is early.
7:30 a.m. here. Yeah.
Mm. So the way we're going to do it is, I tried to come up with a more simpler approach to pricing because it was getting kind of out of hand. I mean, really speaking, it's like it would overwhelm
I think that
people.
was my comment. You sent me that sheet and it's great. And I was like, you're very thorough. Like you've got it now down whether you can afford a little bit or you're a real collector.
Yeah.
Like you've got a price point for everyone. There's not really any excuse to not get your hands on some
Yeah.
garbage chute droids.
Yep. So I have everything from a kind of sticker and the dinos, the die cut stickers for $2 a sticker, shipped 3 for 5. If you want just the 3-card set of the new Nick base set, $5 shipped in the US. I have a few what I call my TED sets, so the deteriorate TED. So the 5-card limited edition, so your 3 base and your 2 other limited, or the new Nick is $22.50. Now from number 3 on, it's $4.50 shipping. I will not send out without tracking because the base sets are easily replaceable. When you get to some of these other things, like we only made a limited number of them, so I want to make sure we at least have shipping. So Brent, you autographed a bunch of these that were part of the full set, so you can get. I still have some of the TED and the Nick. and then the 8-card full set. So the base, the limited, the autograph, the medal. We actually have some special medals. We actually really haven't talked about it. I'll have to bring those up in a moment. And then the sticker is $50. And then I still have some Series 1 packs. So those are gets you the 9 base sets of the first 3, then the stickers. And some of those are random inserts. Like there's not guaranteed, but there's metal cards, sketch cards. Like I said, there's those Adam Goldberg autographs are in there. And then for the Series 2, so I'm calling these 2B. It's still kind of 2A was my TED release. The hobby packs, they were 6 last time. Again, I want people to try to get them out there. So $4.50 for one, up to 5 for just $17 plus shipping. Or you can do the collector pack, which gets you kind of a guaranteed hit. And like I said, you're automatically guaranteed, no matter if it's a hobby or the collector, the newest sticker and at least one of the newest cards, at least 2 of the newest sketch reproductions, and then there could be 3, there could be 4, there could be more. And then, like I said, the contest. So I still have a few of the Series 1 contests for $5, add on, as long as your order is 15 or more. Like I don't want getting a $2 sticker then adding on, but for $5 for the 8-card set, $7 because 50% more cards for the 12-card set, or you can just do $10 if you never picked up the first set. And then of course there are combos like we did last time. So again, I tried to make it so they're kind of easy. I had the starter set, right? You get the choice of one of your wax packs from Series 1, which gets you the base sets for the first 3. And then I'm filling in the base sets and stickers from these 2, and an extra hobby pack for $20. I mean, that gets you
it's pretty good.
Everything in there. It's not that bad of a deal, plus shipping, of course. I have to throw that out there.
Well, especially since, they're real wax packs, they're not, there's a lot of work went into those.
Yeah, he did. And I can't, I don't know what's in them. I mean, that's the other thing. I input everything in there. I mix them all up. I put the numbers on them, and then I seal them. I do not know. As I mentioned before, every single one of them has that kind of tamper-proof seal on there, which is on top of this. You can't really tell, but it's on top of the sticker that has the number on it. So I have no idea what's in there. And everybody, you get to choose what sticker you want, what number you want, and it goes out there. But yeah, so you can get just a wax pack combo, which gets you a Series 1 and Series 2. And then I have my Little Ted or Little Nick. So the Little Ted is your 5-card set, which was what, $22.50. A collector's pack, right, which is another $17. And then this is the only way to get the full Series 1 artist repro set. Otherwise you have to dig through packs and trade, but you can get the full set. Or you can do the big, the Little Nick is the same thing, but now with the Series 2 set for the same price. Or the Big Nick, $80. And now this is what's big here. Let me see. I have it here. I don't know. What did I do with them? We did something special this go around, which you came up with, because we only had one concept card of yours, right? So we decided the only way you'll be able to get these cards, actually not the only way. I'm going to do a couple of inserts in some of the wax packs. Is we have a special concept card, autographed on card. That luckily is what came in the mail yesterday, just in time. Autographed, number 5X for exclusive. So the only way, other than getting one of these from a wax pack, is going to be in the Big Nick set. We wanted to do something where kind of $80 is a lot to ask. I mean, I buy a lot of fan series sets as well. $80 is a big chunk of change. I mean, it's a lot. You get the medal, you get the autographs, you get the wax packs, which is going to hopefully have a sketch. So we want to do something special, but I mean, it's like I said, it's pretty much the cheapest I can do it without, losing money on all these things. But yeah, so it has just been great. And then, this is where what I sent over to you thought was hilarious. I have a little checklist. So this is every single card, every single thing we've done. And you can see that we've grayed out a bunch of ones that are out of print. So you can see actually we've made a couple of for the metal cards, because we only made a handful of original medals. Those are all out of print. So we kind of made some new ones. Oh, actually, before I leave, 'cause I know you have to run pretty soon.
That's all right.
Just to show kind of a couple of things where I know I have stuff over here. The medals, the only ones that are, again, for sale officially, and this right here is that new gorgeous. I mean, it is just, until you get this in your hand, you could really see how kind of amazingly made these are.
Yeah, and if you haven't had one before, they're really thick. You could almost hammer and nail in with those things.
So we make a couple we call super medals. So we work. So it's actually this is the reveal of this one as well. So here's this one. I don't know if you can tell me if you can see. Actually, let me make my video
Yeah,
a little
bring you to
bigger
the
here.
front.
Yeah. So actually, let me just get you out of the way for
Yeah,
those.
curious.
So you can almost see. It's hard to
Yeah, that'd
tell.
be
And
cool.
again, I don't have great lighting in here, but like
Yeah,
there's little Grievous heads built into the face of. Actually, that's better.
that's
Face
better.
of of the metal. I mean, so we've done for each of those. Each card actually has had its own. I think I have some medals. See, I'm literally sitting on my couch. I don't have a good desk like you do to do all of this. So actually, the other thing I want to show off is the other kind of a cool exclusive thing that you did. But yeah, so for the IG-11 one, we kind of had, it's the trying to get it. They're kind of it's almost IG's feet. It's really, it's not coming across very well on the video, I'm sure. But it's, where was I thought I had a TED one in here too. Like for the TED, of course, Death Stars, right? So we have little Death Stars that are going here.
Yeah,
Let's put
embossed
the
into
lights
it.
on in my
Yeah.
room. It's getting dark outside, so I need some lights on in here. But yeah, during the first 2 weeks or until I sell the 20 sets, I do a raffle for 2 of those sets will also get one of those special cards. So that's kind of a fun little thing that we do as well. So it's the only way to get that. And then, I've also, to try to make things easier as well, let me go back on here and I'll share this, is I'm trying to come up with different ways of saying, so what do the different combos get? The starter set gets you the pack, which gets you this, or the wax pack combo. So yeah, I'm trying to do different things to make it easier so people can kind of understand what the different options really are. And it's getting harder, but I mean, just to show off a few other things that are in the wax packs. I mentioned sketches. So these are all just different sketches.
And those are the originals, yeah.
These are the original. Yeah, so you can see Marsha. These are a bunch of Marshas. She's even the land speeder and the sand crawler. But she just did a whole different range of
Those are great, man.
different people just getting their head blown off. So yeah, the originals. Remember, this was a reproduction. You can get the original in there. Yeah.
And so these are all going randomly
Yep.
into the pack for the Nick for the new card.
Exactly. Yeah. So all of these. I dropped as I'm dropping some. Yeah. I mean, this was another one. Yeah. So all of these are going in there. This is actually a very funny one. Tracy did. She made a little what I'm calling bad Mokemon, like a little little Pokemon idea. Yeah, all of these are going in, and something actually super special as well. Let me go grab them. So we have I have them over here somewhere. Actually, while I'm looking for those, I'll also say 4 cards. Now they're not in the best condition. These are not Gem Mint 10 by any means, but an Atom Bomb. This is a 1985 Atom Bomb, a Blasted Billy, Evil Eddie, and a Nasty Nick. All of these are actually you can find as well. And I mean, these are not cheap.
Those are great. That's such a great idea. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that if you're still doing.
Yep. So I did those.
Yeah.
And then there's also, so you did a couple of airbrushing on top of the cards. So I'm gonna do the IG-88 one first, just the Assassin's Creed, because that one looks, I think, the best.
Oh man!
But I mean, look at that. And
that's
these
me.
are the actual cards. Hey, that's you, and you signed it.
Yeah.
So there's one of the Teds, Bad Mode, and the R5, the C3PO. Those are going in. You also did some fun. Yeah,
Quote.
you did some kind of fun alternate autographs. So yeah, so all of these are kind of going in. I have to pack all of these up. I've collated all the packs. I have to insert these in there and then actually pack them. But yeah, so like just say it's all the new wax packs. As an example, you'll see they all come with the new sticker. At least one new card, and then hey, this was an old card. They'll have, here's at least another one of the new cards. You'll always have at least 2 of the reproductions. So in this case, there's this one and that one are the new ones. Oh, there's a third new one. It has, let's see, the IG-88 and then just one of the other random stickers. So,
which is good. I mean, you're showing right there. I mean, you had no idea really what was in that until you were going through it just now. So
I literally just grabbed. Yeah, I mean, I ordered 14,000 cards in this recent order for this one. So I put them in piles and I just kind of grabbed randomly. I mean, it's just me. I do all the hand collating, all the hand packing, everything. It's just me. So the last couple things before we jump, because I know you have to run in a second, is two things which I just have to at least show off. One is I do have a TeePublic site these days where I have shirts. I have you can get fun shirts.
Yeah, they're
like
great.
This. Face masks. Actually, I've been wearing all my Garbage Chute Droids
Oh,
face
really?
masks, mugs, things. And I also have, and I'm gonna focus on you for a moment. Just because I have to go turn some lights on because it's gotten dark in here. So hold
Sure,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think I can focus on you. So I'm just gonna turn my video off for 1 sec, so I can turn a light on in here. So and
Yeah,
to
sure.
show off the other thing that we
So
are
how
also
much time do
selling.
you have left for your real job then?
My
Not
job
much.
itself isn't that. It's more the cleaning around the house and getting things done.
Oh,
All the
right,
stuff my
sure.
wife wants me to do. So the other big thing that we have, there we go. I'm gonna go turn on my little mobile camera here. Oops, I have to turn my camera on. Start cam. There we go.
And for anyone watching this wondering why I'm like eating candy and stuff, I'm not well. So I'm doing my best here to make sure that Adam gets this out because it's been a long journey. It's been good.
So we have action figures. So this is actually it's Joseph Chambers over at Pandora's Toy Box, or actually Hammerhead Customs. Magnet based. Really cool. He has the main size. He has the mini. We can get it carded or loose. Mug Costanza Toys did an amazing mobile. This is all hand cast, hand painted. Comes in its own box. Limited edition of 30. And then the new one, which you kind of saw peeking around. Yeah, I'm kind of on this. We now have Assassin Droid, and you kind of this it all comes apart. It's all magnets. So the arms come apart, the legs come apart. Comes with the accessories. The head comes off. This guy right here, and you can get it either with an 88. The belt comes off, an 88 or an 11 on the shoulder. These are all. So we're still kind of working out the exact prices and everything. Let me just go back. The new thing which you just want to mention before you leave, if everybody, I can't believe we've been broadcasting for over 40 minutes here. If anybody's still listening, and I don't know where I put it. Oh no. We actually have exclusive cards that are now going to be coming just with the sales of the action figures. I know I have one. What did I do with it? Here it is. All right. So I only have the Anthony Dangles. The other two are coming soon, but I redid the cards with your background art and Photoshop the toy over it. And it's a really cool. It's called Ice Pearl. It's hard to tell, but it's a shiny material. Again, exclusive. The only way you're going to be able to get these are by buying the toy or finding them in wax packs. So I thought that was just
Also,
kind of.
they'll be randomly inserted in wax packs
I'm
as
going to
well.
put a few here and there. I mean, people like getting limited edition stuff. So I had to buy enough where again I couldn't just get an order of 30 of these, even though there's only 30 cards. So but yeah, so I'll have the R5, the Bad Motivator, and the Assassin Droid will also have their versions. They didn't get here in time, so those won't be in wax packs, unfortunately, but they'll be in the next round. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's unbelievable just to think about what we've accomplished. I mean, a year and a half, all of these cards, all of this toys, kids cards, t-shirts, like is unbelievable.
And it's all my fault, and your wife probably hates me for it.
She's like, "Are you
You,
doing it
you
more,
probably ran
dude?"
in like every 3 days. You're running into your wife saying like, "Brent says we should do T-shirts. Brent said we should do this. Brent said we should reproduce the sketch cards and get 14,000 of them printed."
But yeah, I mean, and then the shipping, when it comes down to, that's the thing which I never appreciated with kind of those small businesses is how much work it goes into shipping. Because I
Yeah,
mean, just collating this and packing and printing and this, and now I've at least gone and gotten a box of 200 or 500, bubble mailers and doing things. You definitely learn some lessons early on. I was just reusing bubble mailers that I got, and that, I mean, it was
yeah.
horrible. Now things look
And you look at
nice,
and you
and
think about the cost. Like you're putting these packs together. You're trying to keep the price down to something reasonable.
yeah.
I mean, and imagine if you actually had a private firm. Like imagine if Sidekick were actually randomly collating and packaging and doing it. Like I mean, it's expensive stuff. I mean, unfortunately, like That's just sort of the way it is. It's not like the 80s where everything was in a wax pack and there were probably multiple places that could do it. So I mean, yeah, you put a heap of work into these, man. So people should take count of that when they buy a pack, is that somebody physically sat down and put everything together and randomized it and then packaged it and then randomized it again and then labeled it and then shipped it.
Yeah, I
Heaps
mean,
of work.
I definitely have a renewed or just a definite sense of appreciation for the fan made sets that are out there. You, oh, 12 cards, and you're spending, asking me to spend $20 on this. It costs you definitely start to realize just the work and the art. I mean, even just what you and I go through. I mean, like some of these artists, I'm like, they could spend an hour, 2, 4 hours working on these sketch cards, and they're not really making a whole lot of money doing that. I mean, you start to think about the time of your like how much time you're being spent for how much money you're being paid, and
Yeah.
that's why you have
Yeah.
most of them have to have a day job. It's like
And
I
that's
would not.
right, and that goes, and that's not just because it's you either. That goes for everyone who
Oh
does
yeah.
sketch cards for any company. I mean, the pay doesn't represent what you get out of it.
Even when you do the
But
artist returns and they want, $75 for an artist return, which is cheap, right? And some of these people charge 150, 200, $300, and you're like,
yeah,
so much. And until you realize some of these people are putting 6, 8 hours worth of work onto this little tiny
yeah,
card, and it's like you're paying for their time. And I never realized that when I was talking to artists, like, you want $100 for this or whatever you were charging. And I kind
probably
of realized.
when you see our text chains and you go, oh yeah, like this card, just the each one of these garbage chute base cards has what, like probably 50 hours of back and forth. You know, what are we going to do with this? Is it this left arm, right arm, in this angle, that angle? Is there a shadow? Is there a thing behind? Is the light coming from this way? All that stuff. I mean, and then countless times you've said, what did we say about this? What did we say about this? And I'm like, I don't know, man. There's about a Stephen King novel between when we first spoke about it and when we last spoke about it. So there is all that constant back and forth. That design IG88 doesn't just sort of pop up like that. There's so many hours and so many revisions and what looks good to your eye and what looks good to my eye. There's yeah.
Bug flying here. But yeah, and then, yeah, or I'll be like, "Hey, didn't you say you were going to include 2 of those cards in the package?" And you're like, "That was 6 weeks ago. I don't remember."
Yeah, that's right.
uh,
There's a lot when I'm all said and done. I'm like, send you photos of stuff, and I'll send you photos of like this many autograph cards, and the base, and the 2 concepts, and a reprint, and like some hologram labels, and some this and this and that. And I'm like, is that it? Because once I post this, that's it. We're
yeah.
done. This set's done.
And then we cross our fingers it gets here because
Oh yeah. What was it? 2 months, right?
this one was just over a month, I think,
Just
is or
over a
just
month.
about a month. But that first one, because you had all the fires, I remember in
Yeah.
Australia, and then COVID and all that. I mean, I think it took almost 7 or 8 weeks to get that first
Yeah.
shipment
Yeah.
here.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is at the moment, and it's hit and miss. You get yours in a month, and somebody else gets theirs in
Yeah.
3.
But anyway, I think you have to go. You're not feeling well. My
Yeah,
family is
man.
like, I told them it'd be 20 minutes, and it's been almost an hour now. So,
Sure, sure.
Brent, I appreciate your time. I think I might split this up, and maybe I'll do a tomorrow. I'll do a tease, and I'll be like, and the new card is coming soon tomorrow, or something
Sure.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But no, but this is great. We should definitely come back together. Thank you so much for your time and this early in the
Yeah.
morning for you. And even though you've probably been up for 4 hours and it's 8 a.m. and
I'm at my warehouse and I'm watching trucks drive down the side of the warehouse and I'm like, I hope somebody tends to those people because I can't. So that's all right. I'm gonna run out the back there now and somebody's gonna say, "Where were you?" And I'm gonna say, "I was on YouTube." So
So, and
yeah.
this will be my first YouTube. I got a Garbage Chute Droids YouTube name, so this will be
Oh well.
going up hopefully tomorrow. So it's Sunday night today, so tomorrow's the 3rd, and then for May
Yep.
the 4th is when I want to release these cards. So
Yep. And you're gonna like, yeah, like you said, you could have the extended version, the 45-minute version, and then you could just have the new
yeah,
cut, and then just sort of have like the condensed sort of 10 or 15-minute version as well. So but
cool.
yeah, awesome, man. You're doing a great job. That new IG toy looks fantastic.
Unbelievable. And I know,
Really,
you
really,
know,
really cool.
it's all magnets. It's all 3D modeled and 3D printed, and it's amazing what you can do these days.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So cool,
Right,
man.
right.
Well, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to hopefully make it through the rest of the day without passing out, and I will. We'll talk again soon about the next
Sure.
one.
Number 6 coming soon.
Yeah, let's go. All right.
All right. Good talking
Okay,
to you.
man.
Thank you so much, Brent.
Catch you guys. Yeah.
Bye.